He has come across the continent this week, as he does often, to lead this organization from California. Gautam is a former SEC lawyer. He's an attorney, has been an attorney supporting the California State Controller, John Chang. And Gautam now works at the cutting edge of political reform in the state. That's how they told me to describe it. Cutting edge kind of guy. Gautam. Yay!
Yeah, I'm not sure about being on the cutting edge. I can't, for 501c3 purposes, I can't tell you my employer, but you can Google it, you can find out. But speaking of our blog, I'd like to thank Judy for the great shout out there. And just so you know, most of these proceedings will be uploadable on our blog in a few days, so don't worry if you missed out on a few things or might have to grab food, you won't miss much. Well, a few centuries ago, long before healthcare passed, someone asked of Sir Isaac Newton what his secret was to his success. And Newton had a very simple but very, very, very profound answer, namely, I stood on the shoulders of giants. That still holds true today. Tonight we honor those giants among us in this hall. We just heard from one of them, Senator Daniel Inouye. And there is much that we can learn from them as we build for an even more exciting future. Let's take Senator Inouye. He's a war hero. He fought in the famous 442nd Regiment. He sustained I don't know how many different wounds and risked his life I don't know how many different times. He got a Medal of Honor from President Clinton, the highest honor you could ever get. He was the first Japanese American to be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, the first Japanese American to be elected to the U.S. Senate. He is just a class act, and his dedication to the community, just speaks for itself. Or let's take Mike Honda, the president.
Just take it.
Well, Mike has lived through a lot. He spent 1.5 years in an internment camp, basically a light word for concentration camp, just because the color of his skin, where his parents came from. He worked as a teacher. He was on the school board. He was an assembly member. Actually, in 1998, he was the only Asian American California state legislator in the entire state. Now there are 10. So there is another leader. Then there's Yenny Wong, our co-founder. In 2000, she did something that a lot of people thought was a fool's errand. She helped found and co-founded an organization that was exclusively dedicated to empowering the Asian American community. A lot of people didn't think it could be done. But here we are today. And not to mention that it's because of her leadership in this city that Chinatown has been revitalized. So again,